What is going on, guys? It is Tater Schnuts, and this is Routine. If you don't know this game, it's like a sci-fi horror game. It takes place on a lunar base on the moon, and basically there was a quake, and things have gone haywire. There's like a twist at the halfway point. I don't really want to spoil that. You probably know what's going on already if you're watching more or less a speedrun of this game, but anyways, yeah, I won't talk too much about the story aspects of this game, but I say more or less a speedrun because I wanted to see how fast I could get the A.S.N shut down, which it actually takes most of this game to do, but once that happens, basically the last half of the game starts, which is after the revealed twist. So I'm most likely going to do the last half of the game too, but I just had this thought that I wanted to see how quick I could get this first section done, which like I said, takes most of the game. This is most of the game. But I feel like I was very familiar with this first part up until, getting the A.S.N shut down, and I felt like I could do it really smoothly, so that's why I did it like this. But anyways, yeah, this first part basically serves as a tutorial, of course. So yeah, I immediately got my helmet. You got to get your ID here, and you go through these, learning the movement mechanics and things like that. Now, what's kind of tough is this game is a little fidgety when you're messing with the terminals and things like that. I'm also playing on console, so it's probably a lot easier on PC. But yeah, I feel like I did a really good job in this first half of the run, but I probably could have shaved off a few minutes during the last half because I definitely felt like I choked a little bit. I don't know if I was just getting nervous or overthinking a little bit, but yeah, this game can just be a little fidgety with some of the mechanics. But anyways, yeah, so the ID drops under there no matter what you do, so you got to crouch under to get that, and you're supposed to get this nice view of the moon here, but I just completely skipped that because I'm trying to grab the cat as quick as possible. So yeah, it's gonna basically teach you how to use the cat, how to save your game, and how batteries work, things like that. If you don't know, this game actually was revealed in 2012, 2013, and basically disappeared for years before it was re-revealed in 2018, 2019, and I believe that's when they restarted development in a new engine, Unreal Engine 4, but then they ported it to 5, and that's how we ended up with this version of the game. But yeah, 2012, so it's taken 13 years for this game to come out. And yeah, unfortunately, it's still pretty short. People have their feelings about that. I'll just keep my thoughts to myself on that. I still love this game. I think it's great. I just feel like there could have been a little more meat on its bones is all. But yeah, all right, so we're heading straight to the tram station. All right. Now, usually you'd go left here to figure out like what's going on with the station, what you're supposed to do, where to go, which I already know. Get another battery. Speaking of batteries, that's the big mistake I kept making this run, is overthinking my batteries, not having enough charges when I actually needed a battery, and thinking I needed batteries when I didn't at all. So yeah, there are batteries literally everywhere. So really, as long as you're smart about grabbing them when you can, or just on the way to wherever you're going next, it's not going to be a problem. But I think my overthinking kind of screwed me a bit there. Now, what's pretty cool about this section is you get to choose whether you want to go to the mall or living quarters first. I chose to go to the mall first because that's what I did the first time, and yeah, that's what felt most familiar. But I don't think it matters which one you go to first. Both play out very similar event-wise. So yeah, a little bit of illusion of choice there, but no problem with that. What's cool about this moment here is you look down at your breastplate in order to get the ID number. I love little stuff like that. So yeah, the elevator won't come, and the door won't open, so we gotta call the little IC bot. I love this little guy. What's kind of annoying about this, though, is he goes back to sleep here, and you have no choice but to wake him back up so that he can open the alternate path. And what kind of stinks is you've got to wait for him to walk all the way back there. So, I don't know if there's a quicker way to do this, but for right now, all I can do is wait. So I figured I might as well save in the meantime. And by the way, I think this is really cool, this whole analog aesthetic and getting to save on the wall and basically kind of moving the UI to the wall, and just the lack of HUD and all that stuff. I think it's all very cool, and this is a very immersive game, no doubt. You can see that was the main intention with all this, and that's mainly why I don't have much of a problem with it being a shorter experience, because that kind of allows them to focus on those elements, and just horror games in general are generally shorter as well, and once you have a short horror game, it just means that you now have perfect speedrun material as well. So, it's really not much of a problem. And there's people that have complaints about games like Alien Isolation and how long, that goes on for. So, this is probably perfect for someone looking for an immersive but shorter experience. But anyways, yeah, so he opens this gate here, so you can now go down into the ladder and enter the mall. Okay, we are now in the mall. And I chose to save again, even though I probably didn't need to. But I'm afraid of things like crashes and things like that. I probably won't choose to save as much if I do another run. But yeah, I was, having a better safe than sorry mentality during this. So, I guess that's why I did that. But, okay, so here, you try to leave, but the door closes, so you've got to hit this button under the desk. And that's when you will encounter your first enemy of the game, the Type 05. And these are, for the most part, the only enemies you deal with until the halfway point. So, yeah, how you deal with them is you have to shoot them with your cat. 2 shots disables them for about 15 seconds, 1 for about 5. If they grab you, they throw you to the ground. And if they grab you again within a short amount of time, about 5 seconds, you die. So yeah, they are really not tough to deal with at all once you have their AI all figured out. So they're definitely menacing at first, but otherwise not much at all. I also think it's absolutely hilarious that they're supposed to be maintenance bots, and they're clearly horror-coded to hell and back. Alright, so we gotta open the playground door, because we need to get the Ultra View module. And, yeah, luckily I pretty much know this place like the back of my hand already, so I can just run right over there. Even though I'm actually pretty sure I make a wrong turn for a second. Yep. So, just ignore me. Now, there's going to be a little jump in a second, because my Xbox only records in 10-minute intervals, and I had to start recording again. So I literally just go in that room right there and get the upgrade. Boom. So yeah, there was about 5 or 6 seconds there that got cut off. But you have to use that on the terminal in here, and you'll be able to see what the code is to the keypad. So yeah, you've got to enter the door on the keypad in order to further open the doors to the mall. And when you come out here, the door is going to close on you because, you know, screw you. So you've got to go re-enter the code, and that's when I chose, again, to save real quick. Probably unnecessarily, but you know what it is. So yeah. So now we just have to head back to Mall Zone and open the mall exit. Now that we've got the Ultra View module. First, though, we do have to overload the breaker, I believe, the server breaker, because otherwise the mall exit doesn't open, because the automated security network is in place. I'm not sure if that's already been revealed or not in the story here. I don't think that little shockwave hurts you at all. But yeah, unfortunately that guy was there, so I have to hide here for a second, as opposed to just going straight up to the terminal. But yeah, initially you would come here and realize that you don't know what the keypad is, so you would look all over the mall looking for the code, only to realize that you need the Ultra View module. And yeah, you figure all of this out through a bunch of sticky notes placed all over the place, but since we already know what to do, we are flying through it. So yeah, you enter the code here, and I know a lot of people have had trouble with this section because they did not know you had to drag the keypad over, which is pretty funny. And if you stand here too long, a robot will just come running at you, so you gotta be quick. But yeah, this part also confused me for a bit, but you have to lean in here and shoot this. I was actually stuck on a lot of this, but you can't really tell because I'm just running through it. But some of this stuff, you really don't know what you're supposed to be doing at first, short game or not. Alright, so now we get to go back to Megazone so that we can finally open the mall exit and leave. You can actually play a game on that arcade machine to the left. Pretty cool. It's the only achievement that I missed during my first run, and that was actually partly why I even started another playthrough. But yeah, so that's right. Okay, so you try to open the mall exit here, and that's when you realize that the A.S.N is in place, which would usually, the terminal I was just looking at flashes red, and that's how you know that the automated security network is online. And oop, there's the IC getting thrown by a Typo 5 there. Now, this part is really annoying, speaking of A.S.N, because you run up to the terminal here to use the elevator, and sometimes it's just red with the A.S.N logo on it, and you can't use it, and then this guy will just grab you. So, in case it was red, I went ahead and disabled him, but it wasn't. If it is, you just have to run back out and kite him around and then run back in. But yeah, that would have wasted some time, so it's cool that it didn't happen. And we are now in Chapter 2. So yeah, coming out of here, you will see that the IC you talked to earlier is been destroyed. He has been completely demolished by something. And it's very depressing because he's basically the only friendly thing in this entire game. So there goes all hope of you know, a friendship there. And then your guy begins to pass out. Get a cutscene here.
Days pass.
Not vague at all.
It's like time forgot to take me with it.
And when you wake up, you will be back in the tram. Initially, I was probably more disoriented than Buddy. I didn't realize like where exactly I was. My first run, anyway. And now we're going to the living quarters. Which, yeah, like I said earlier, you could have gone here first if you wanted to. Which is, pretty interesting. And yeah, I mean, yeah, like I said earlier, it plays out very similarly to the mall section, where you are going in, grabbing something, and getting out while everything's in lockdown. So yeah, I mean, it's not, more or less difficult than the other section. Right here, you just need to reboot the terminal, which is actually hilarious. Because I spent forever not knowing what to do, because there's a note that tells you to use your cat. So, kind of doesn't make any sense, considering you don't even need to use your cat to open that door. Alright, so we yet again have to enter our login here. And, looks like someone had a bloody nose. So it wants us to watch this little welcoming video to the living quarters. Very cool, very neat, very 80s. They really need to make some IC plushies. I've heard that they might be in development. And an IC mini plushie just sounds like it's begging to be made. So yeah, now we've got to wait for this gate to open here, and while the gate is opening, a Typo 5 comes through the elevator here. Pretty cool, pretty cool. Yeah, how exactly that happened, I don't know, but horror be horror. So we run down here, and we need to get to... Where is it? We need to get the ID. We're trying to get, what's his face's ID? Is it Callie's ID? I can't remember, but we're trying to get to an ID. So the living quarters is, I think, a little bigger than the mall, but if you know where you're going, it's not too complicated. So, oh, this is exactly what I was talking about earlier with the batteries. I did not have any batteries left from shooting that Typo 5, so I had to grab one from right here, because you need to use it here to open this door. Bada bing, bada boom. And we go through here. So, we have to go through here, I believe, to get the reception code, so that we can go into reception and, I believe, unlock the laundrette room, because in the laundrette room is the, key card that we need to the A.S.N machine, so that we can unlock the room to shut down the A.S.N. And that is the whole reason we are going to the mall and living quarters. So yeah, you have to go through the cameras here so that we can find the code to the reception room. And yeah, you've got to zoom in on the code here. It can take a little bit if you don't know what you're looking for or looking at. And yeah. And this is what I meant by the terminals being fidgety. This actually took me by surprise for a second here, won't lie. But I gotta run past Buddy. And yeah, now we have to go to the reception, which is, yeah, back over here. So we've got to enter the code that we got. And here's me freaking out. Enter the code. A lot of remembering codes in this game. And yeah, now the laundrette is open. So, boom. It's kind of dumb that you've got to go into the reception room just to unlock the laundry. But hey, it is what it is. So yeah, now we've got to go in the dark, spooky laundry room and get the key card. Walk by our best buddy here, who's totally not set up to grab us on our way out. And I'm a stupid and forgot exactly where the key card was. I'm pretty sure he grabs me no matter what. But yeah, so we've now just got to retrace our steps and make our way back out. I take a right here to take the alternate way out, because if you take a left, the door just shuts on you. So this is the quickest way to do it. There's a lovely jump scare coming up here in a second. Yep. What's going on? Again, the fact that those are supposed to be maintenance robots is insanity. But, hey, maybe that's just me. So yeah, now we are heading back to the tram so that we can finally go back to the gateway and use the Ultra View model on the A.S.N machine and the keycard. I don't even think we've walked up to the A.S.N monitor yet, so we'll be seeing it for the first time this run. Back to the gateway. I feel like they did a really good job with this, with the minute-to-minute gameplay mechanics of the game, using the cat. The general puzzle solving, I feel, is very satisfying. I mean, it's half the reason I'm even doing this, because I genuinely feel like this game is really fun to play, and I think they did a really excellent job with it, and I really hope that something else like this, someone's inspired by routine, and we get more experiences like this. So yeah, we've got to use our Ultra View module on this thing now, and it will give us the code 8402. And then we have to scan the ID. I think I was saying key card, but it's the ID that we had to find. Can't remember what the name of the person's ID it was. Kai or Callie. And then this little IC will wake up here, and he will ask you to shoot him in order to open the A.S.N door. There's usually a kind of a lengthy dialogue that he has. It's kind of funny if you don't shoot him. But I immediately shot him because I'm sadistic, so that we can go straight to the A.S.N. So we're actually coming up on the last section here. This is Chapter 3, Recreate. And, what's it? This chapter is actually really short. You can finish Chapter 3. I mean, you'll see I'm going to do it in, I'm pretty sure, less than 5 minutes. You literally just have to do this puzzle here to shut down the thing. And it's very cool. I like how it's, how it feels like it's screaming at you, because as we will, soon see, there's a reason. There's a reason why the A.S.N. is trying not to be shut down. There is something more sinister going on than just some rogue maintenance robots. And it's very interesting. It's very interesting indeed. There's a lot of waiting around you got to do here. Unfortunately, you can't get it as quick as you would like, because there's a lot of needing to wait for lights to come back on and stuff before things are interactable. But otherwise, we can just run to where we need to go and interact with what we need to interact with while we listen to this Daft Punk coded seizure. So, yeah. An interesting part about this to me is you'll see in a second. Even though it's all very mechanical, there is a little orb that comes out of the middle section. That's like, it comes out of like this like goo. It reminds me of Alien though. It just makes me wonder, how exactly was this thing built? Who built this thing? Because this is way more complicated than even Oppenheimer could conceptualize. But this is what I'm talking about here. So boom, you just shoot it, and now the A.S.N. is shut down. And yeah, that's supposed to be a good thing, but tis not. Did you guys like that? I threw that sound effect in there. But alright, you gotta walk by this Omni droid from Incredibles here. Over to this bunny. And then we get another cutscene.
I bloomed gently, hoping something might answer. Did it find you?
Again, not vague whatsoever. Completely lacking in subtlety. And, yeah, we will then be thrown into, what's it called? The ward. The ward. And we are actually wrapping up here. This is chapter 4. Like I said, there are 6 chapters in the game. I am, pretty sure I'm going to do the rest of it, but, considering this is the last area of the game, it is very much the biggest and most complex. So yeah, but as you can see, 30 minutes to shut down the A.S.N. It is possible. I'll see you guys later.